Yeah, this is a story of famous dog. But the dog that chases its tail will be busy.
I said, Grandpa, what's this picture here? It's all black and white, and it ain't real clear. Is that you there? He said, yeah, I was 11. And times were tough back in 35. That's me and Uncle Joe just trying to survive a cotton farm and a Great Depression. If it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. Oh, and this one here was taken overseas in the middle of hell in 1943 in the wintertime. Almost see my breath. That was my tail gunner, old Johnny McGee. He was a high school teacher from New Orleans, and he had my back right through the day we left. If it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. A picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep covered. You should have seen it in color. This one is my favorite one. This is me and Grandma in the summer sun, all dressed up the day we said our vows. You can't tell it here, but it was hot that June. That rose was red and her eyes were blue, and just look at that smile. I was so proud. That's the story of my life, right there in black and white. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. Yeah, pictures worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep covered. You should have seen it in color. Should have seen it in color. Yeah, pictures worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep covered. You should have seen it in color.
Nominated for 6 Golden Globes and winner of Best Picture of the Year. See the film that critics are claiming is extraordinary, a stunning and exciting drama that will keep you at the edge of your seat. Christopher Palumbo and Joshua Mills are A Few Good Loggies.
Chief, the 10 a.m. was the first delivery to the MTF? Yes.
There wasn't a delivery that left the prime vendor 7 hours earlier and ended up on the dock at 5 a.m.?
Lieutenant, I think we've covered this, haven't we?
Your Honor, these are the logs from both the prime vendor and the receiving section. The prime vendor lists no shipment leaving at 3 a.m., and the receiving section lists no shipment arriving at 5 a.m. I'd like to submit these as defense exhibits Alpha and Bravo.
I don't understand. You're submitting evidence of a shipment that never existed?
Oh, we believe that it did, sir.
Consider yourself in contempt.
Chief Mills, did you authorize the shipment?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled to.
You want answers?
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth. Son, we live in a world that has boxes, and those boxes have to be processed by airmen with steel-toe boots. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant? I have a greater responsibility than you could possibly fathom. You weep for late deliveries, and you curse the loggies. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know. That split purchases, while questionable, probably saves lives. And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't want to talk about it at parties. You want me managing materiel. You need me managing materiel. We use words like due in, back order, and new item requests. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent fulfilling requirements. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I procured, and then questions the manner in which I procured it. I would rather that you said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a box cutter and run the receipt. Either way, I don't give a damn what you are entitled to.
Chief Mills, did you authorize the shipment?
I did the job.
Did you authorize the shipment?
You damn right I did!
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head? This is where I grew up. I think the president would have fixed it up. I never knew we ever went without. The second floor is hot for sneaking out. And this is where I went to school. Most of the time had better things to do. Criminal record says I've broken twice. I must have done it half a dozen times. I wonder if it's too late. Should I go back and try to graduate? Life's better now than it was back then. If I was them, I wouldn't let me in. Oh, God, every memory of looking out the back door. I have a photo album spread out on my bedroom floor. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Every memory of walking out the front door. I found the photo of the friend that I was looking for. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Remember the old arcade? Blew every dollar that we ever made. The cops seen us hanging out. They say somebody went and burned it down. We used to listen to the radio and sing along with every song we know. We said someday we'd find out how it feels to sing to more than just a steering wheel. Kim's the first girl I kissed. I was so nervous that
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.